And so the second wine here in the flight here is 2019 Shea Vineyard, from the Shea Vineyard, Pinot Noir out of Willamette Valley, Oregon. And this particular wine, not just the winery, but the vineyard itself really is kind of synonymous with early times in Willamette Valley, Oregon. They really established one of the most amazing fruit sources that some of the biggest names in all of Oregon and the Northwest have actually taken there and made their name from. Mm-hmm. So, oh gosh, it smells gorgeous. The Shea Vineyard only uses about 20% of their production. They have 155 acres planted, and they take the top 20%, and they make what smells to a really excellent wine. 19 was this vintage that actually had a little bit of this kind of more rainy, kind of like damp, kind of like quality to it, kind of a little bit more classic in style, back to what Willamette used to kind of like make wines with for decades. There was some there's like kind of a run of warmer vintages, leading up to this, and this definitely has that kind of like damp earth, kind of mossy rock kind of like smell to it.
That's beautiful. Damp forest, a little spice, no shortness of all that stamp of the Willamette kind of component from one of the biggest names, biggest recognition, and if you will, Grand Cru started kind of a vineyard. A lot of people source from here, right? From your experience.
That is beautiful.
Wow. Selena does a little bit. Number of different producers, but what speaks, it's what's in the wine, in the glass.
There's this elegance and there's this finesse and there's this composure to the wine that's really, really beautiful. I mean, plenty of ripeness here. By no means is this a lean kind of like leafy kind of style of wine. There's dark being cherry and there's this kind of almost light kind of damp foresty kind of like bristling kind of like grassy kind of knoll type profile to it, which is really attractive.
A little faint layer of truffle.
Yeah, kind of mushroom. I'm trying to go in there. The fruit's still so kind of primary and youthful and energetic that, hasn't quite developed into that kind of like truffle realm, but I can see this wine doing so in a few years as it kind of develops its layers. But right now, I mean, it has so much life and potential behind it. The composure and the elegance and the finesse really kind of come through, and it has me captivated at the moment. And I think that the pairing that they have this here, they have it with the Squab Petivier. And I remember we used to do Petiviers over at the French Laundry. And so it's kind of like this little puff pastry dish, right? I believe they have a little bit of the squab liver and some hearts. And
yummy parts.
Gosh, I'm forgetting, some of the other things. And I believe a little bit of prune. I'm not sure what they're doing with the prune.
Yes, there's a glazed prune just to kind of round up. And I think that's what ties up the whole element right there.
A little bit of that game from the liver and from the heart, and squab itself having that luxuriously sweet kind of almost just lightly bloody kind of like profile to it. It gets me really excited. Irony, bloody. I have no problem saying blood, right?
No.
This particular Pinot Noir, especially with this pedigree and this quality from this vintage, I think, which is just singing, that'll be a great pairing. I wish I was also there having this
We sure will.
together,
And you couldn't have said it better.
Sometime soon.
Cheers.